1,248 players are going to this World Cup. 48 teams, 26 names each, and you can only really watch a handful. So we pulled the 26 worth watching and split them into two camps. On one side, the stars who sold you the tournament. On the other, the strangers about to steal it. We'll hear both, then circle one name, the one to watch before the world catches on. Both sides heard. Then the verdict. Start with the safe money. The stars, the names already at the top of the game. Lamine Yamal, 18 years old and the only man in La Liga with double figures for goals and assists. 16 and 11, the first teenager this century. He scored 24 times in all and attempted more dribbles than any player in Europe's top 5 leagues. He conquered Europe at Euro 2024, and now he's leading the European champions. Michael Olise might be the most complete attacker on the planet, the only player in the top 5 leagues with 20-plus goals and 20-plus assists. Only Kevin De Bruyne has produced more assists in a single season this past decade. Vitinha is the engine that makes Portugal tick. He completed more passes than any player in Europe's top 5 leagues, and he finished third in the Ballon d'Or. Arda Güler runs Real Madrid. No teammate created more chances in La Liga, 70, level with Vinicius, and he led the club for assists. Willian Pacho won the Champions League at 24, every single minute, behind a defence that conceded only 5 in qualifying. Alexander Pavlovic anchors Bayern's midfield at 95% passing, the best of any midfielder in the competition. Nico Paz lit up Serie A for Como with 12 goals and 6 assists, and Real Madrid have already written in a buyback. And Ismail Saibari just won the Eredivisie's Player of the Year. 8 names already at the top. Bet on the stars and you'll rarely be wrong. But the data has a problem with that, because a World Cup isn't remembered for who was already famous. It's remembered for who came out of nowhere. Meet the strangers. Yan Diamonde, 19 years old, Ivory Coast. 12 goals and 8 assists in his first Bundesliga season. Among teenagers in Europe's Big 5 leagues, only Yamal managed more. He attempted the 3rd most dribbles on the continent, behind only Yamal and Vinicius. Remember that number. Ayase Ueda won the Eredivisie Golden Boot with 25 goals. Across Europe's top 10 leagues, only Kane, Suarez and Haaland scored more. Stepan Chalupek is a centre-back. So why is he here? Because he scored 8 non-penalty goals, the highest expected goals per 90 of any defender in the top 10 leagues. A defender finishing like a striker. Marko Arnautovic is 37, Austria's record scorer, dragging them back after 28 years with 8 goals in qualifying, beaten only by Haaland. And Moussa Altamari is taking Jordan to their first World Cup ever. Quick, name another Jordanian player. You can't, and that's the point. First, the engine room, the ball winners. England's Elliot Anderson won the ball back more than anyone in the Premier League, 306 times. Ghana's Caleb Urengi did the same in Denmark and barely loses it under pressure. Senegal's Lamine Camara is 22, with 31 caps and the Premier League circling. Then, the finishers. Since January, only Harry Kane has outscored Donyell Malen across Europe's top 5 leagues. Brazil's Luis Enrique earns Garrincha comparisons in the famous number 7. Sweden's Besfort Zanelli is the playmaker his country was missing. And New Zealand's Callum McCowart just had his best season yet. 11 goals and 5 assists. 2 of them play in your backyard. USA's Ricardo Pepi scores at the best rate in PSV's history, ahead of Ronaldo and Van Nistelrooy. And Mexico's Armando Gonzalez buried 24 goals for Chivas. And finally, the kids. Croatia's Luka Vuskovic is 19, the best in the air in the Bundesliga, and wasn't even born when Modric played his first World Cup. Algeria's Ibrahim Maza is one of the Bundesliga's top dribblers, alongside Michael Olise. Switzerland's Johan Manzambi was fouled more than any player in Europe's top 5 leagues. And Norway's Patrick Berg 12 assists, the first of his family to reach a World Cup. 26 names, and most of them you met today. That's exactly why this matters.
So lay it out fairly. The stars give you the higher floor. The safe answer is, and always will be, the superstar. Yamal will be brilliant. But of every player with 100 dribble attempts in Europe's top 5 leagues, the best success rate doesn't belong to Yamal or to Vinicius.
55%! It belongs to Yan Diamonde, the most reliable take-on artist in the top 5 leagues, ahead of the 2 superstars who try more often. So here's our verdict. The stars will light up this tournament, but the one name to circle before the world catches on is Diamonde. Watch the strangers.
Now be fair, Lamine Yamal is the safest must-watch on the planet.
If you only ever watch one player, the answer is Yamal. But 2 years ago, at Euro 2024, Yamal was a stranger too. Watch the strangers, and you're just watching the next superstar before he's famous. That's our circle. Yours is probably different. Drop your one to watch in the comments, and subscribe so you spot the next breakout first. One game, one passion, one treaty.